Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I've been out here this morning hanging tree stands, so I thought I'd do a little video and just show you guys some of the tools that I carry with me when I hang tree stands. One of the most overlooked things and one of the most important things you can have with you is a good rope. And I've got a section of rope here that I carry with me, and you'll notice that I've got some this rope is set up a little bit different. If you can get it all unknotted. Anyway, I've got about a 30-foot section of rope here that is all knotted up, and I use this for hanging up my stands and for dragging up my stands and stuff like that. So it's about 30 foot. That way I've got plenty of it to get up wherever I want to. It's got a hook on the end, so I can wrap that right around the tree stand. I've also tied knots in it, or just basically went through and tied a basic, you just trying to section out like that, run it through your hand, run it back in there just like that, and put a loop in it. Now, the reason I've got these loops is sometimes those tree stands are heavy, and this is a pretty small cord, so trying to pull this thing up like that can sometimes be a pain in the butt. What those loops are for is so I can actually reach down, grab that loop, pull it up, grab the next loop, pull it up, and grab the next loop, and I'm there. So that's how I set my ropes up, which I'm going to do another video on this rope. So I do all my ropes like that, especially if I'm hanging a stand with them or going to be carrying something heavy. So that's how I how I set my rope up. But very important tool right here to get your tree stand up and get it up safely. The other thing is, and I've already put it up, and I'm too lazy to drag it out, is a safety harness. I got a hunter safety system, and it's got a lineman belt on it. It's also, when I come in, once I get up to a certain height and I'm ready to hang my tree stand, I'll go ahead and strap that thing in and hook up into it. That way, if something happens, or if I need to lean on it, I can actually lean on it a little bit too and use that for a little bit of leverage. So a hunter safety system is very important to help you hang your tree stands and do it safely. Most of you guys probably carry one of these, but limb saw, pretty important. Get your tree stand hung up, a good one. Don't go cheap on a limb saw. You want one that's going to do your cutting quick, because these things will wear you out if you've got a cheap one that gets balled up quite a bit. This one here is a Wicked Tree Gear, and it's a pretty good saw. I've had it for several years, and it's just done a really good job for me. The other thing that I carry with me is a multi-tool from Real Avid. This is the multi-cutter from Real Avid. There's times like today I use this one quite a bit. Pine trees that got those little saplings, pine trees that got those little branches on them, it's good to have a little cutter with you, just to be able to reach over there and snag those things and cut them off. So that's pretty nice to have with you. The other thing nice about this, like I said in the name, it's a multi-tool. I've got, if I can get it out, I've got a good quality knife blade. I've got a tree stand, or I've got a choke, which I'm not going to use that to hang tree stands. I've got a hook blade if I need to cut something like a strap. I've got a tree step starter, which is really nice. You can actually take this, stick it in a tree, and just turn it, and it gives you a nice little hole to put your tree step in. So if you're using tree steps, you can just shove that thing in there and actually turn it in. The other thing that this has got on it is a limb saw. So if I don't have my limb saw, I've actually broken something off of this thing. If I don't have my other limb saw with me, I've got this one. And I've also forgot to grab something, so I'm going to make a transition here, and I'm going to go grab the other thing that I forgot to bring out here with me. Okay, that was a nice, smooth, professional transition. The other thing I've got, which I forgot to bring over here, is a muddy tree step starter. What this actually has on it is you've got a hole. Your tree step will be shaped like this. So you'll take where it angles down and comes through, the screw will go right here, or the step will go right here. It'll come up, and your screw will stick right out there. Inside, it's got a really strong magnet. So what you'll do, this thing is made out of good solid steel. So you'll have your screw sticking out this way. You can take the tree and you can just stick that thing in there and get a good start on it. And you can actually just take this thing, and then you can start it and get it in there and get it nice and get it started a heck of a lot easier than without this thing. Also gives you a little bit more leverage, so when you're turning it, it's really tight. It gives you a little more leverage to get it turned. So that's for muddy, and that's a pretty nice tool to have as well. The last thing that I have here is a pole saw, and I will tell you this is a nice pole saw. This one's from Fisker, fairly cheap. It's got a good pole saw on the, or good limb saw on the end of it. It's also got a limb cutter, a ratcheting cutter, so that's pretty nice for them smaller ones, just to trim if you don't want to cut the whole thing out. It also extends out quite a bit. So you get up in your tree stand and you got that branch out there that you just can't reach. This is what you need. Something like this is what you need. So you can reach right out there, you can hook it and you can cut it with that ratcheting cutter, or you can reach right out there and put that saw on it and you can start cutting it. So that's a pretty nice tool to have. And like I said, this one was not very expensive. My wife got it for me for my birthday or something like that. And it does a fairly good job. I will say, if you can afford it, I'm going to upgrade probably next year or something like that when I get a little bit extra money. If you can afford it, one with a motor on it is a steal, or one with a motor is the way to go. Because this sucker right here, when you get extended out way out there and you're trying to do that, this thing will wear you out, and it'll wear you out really quick. I mean, it's a nice little pole saw for what I'm doing right now, but I guarantee you the first chance I got to get one with a motor on it, I'm getting one, because this, or a battery pack or something, because this thing right here will flat wear you out in a heartbeat. I mean, it's really tough to use. So those are the tools I use when I'm hanging a tree stand. Those are the first thing I grab whenever I go to the stand or go to hang one, and make sure that I've got all these with me, because you're going to use every one of them. I used every one of these tools today. So for more product reviews, how-to videos, check out our website, ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.